Hey folks! Today I rediscover with you a classic from 2001 that still amazes me to this day. Startopia, developed by Makifoot, a studio founded by ex-employees from Bullfrog Productions, responsible of little games like Populous, Dim Hospital and Dungeon Keeper. In short, people who knew how to create games of a certain importance, and Startopia was a brilliant product full of passion and attention to details. I played it the first time when I was perhaps 11. It was just a demo and my English knowledge was very limited. But I kinda figured out how everything worked and I replayed the included first mission many times. I remember I found mesmerizing the animations, the sound design and the many features, and these days I'm still amused by Startopia, which is a donut-shaped space station simulator, where the player is called to take the role of the space station administrator and provide the many alien species with all the necessary services and comforts. Just looking at the intro, which parodies Kubrick's Space Odyssey, makes it clear that humor is a fundamental part of the game, which is in fact full of funny quotes and phrases. Startopia is cartoonish, a bit goofy, and the Let's Say story mode provides the player the most helpful and charismatic advisor ever seen in a video game. VAL, which stands for Virtual Artificial Lifeform, that will accompany the player throughout the game with humorous and ironic hints, and the explanations of the objectives to complete.
This glistening before you like a jewel is the Grulian way station. I welcome you to it. Permit me to introduce myself. I am Val, a virtual artificial life form. It is my task and possibly my pleasure to assist you during your time at this way station.
Now, Startopia is a game of patience and requires a bit of planning and comprehensions of mechanics and uses of structures. The 10 main missions follow a progressive learning curve with new alien races, special buildings and new jobs to assign by hiring competent individuals, in order to create a small microcosm capable of satisfying the needs of visitors from all over the universe. So, the main focus is placing and building different structures using enderman droids called Skadzers, and populate space stations composed of 3 decks divided in 16 sections, and at the beginning we'll have access just to the first, called the Engineering deck. The first buildings to construct are always the Energy Collector, which accumulates energy that is the only resource and currency, and the Recharger, which maintains and repairs our droids. By placing the port will permit visitors to enter the first deck by paying an entrance fee, while the Dinomat will sell food and the Lavatron functions as a toilet and a washroom. The berth is the first building of which we can decide the sides, and place inside the sleeping pods, and some amenities which I have never calculated much, like the lamps or the clocks. The basic needs of the aliens will be quite simple to satisfy, but later we must place medical facilities called sick bays, so to cure patients and hire the Greys to operate the medical equipment. Also is necessary to build a comm sensor, which is usable by the insectoid targs to receive and respond to calls like ambulances, which carry many sick aliens, and receive then a huge payment if everyone is healed in time. In the next missions we must build even a love nest, where the female and male sirens will kinda satisfy the sexual/love needs of the clients by putting them into a overwhelming trance. Yes, just like this. Wow. The second deck is used for entertaining and leisure, and different types of stores, bars, luxury hotels and similars can be placed there. Even a casino. And wanna know what's important? Cleanliness. Because if we don't place the litter bins everywhere, the waste will fill the floor, and cute disease-carrying rats will arrive and help filling up the sick bays. Also, these cute space kittens called Mimiaus, or Mimiau whatever, will help the visitors be happy when they pet them, but if they eat too much litter, they'll become infective and cause an helpless Pip to transform in a murderous crusher. How lovely. So, we must build a recycler and hire the salt hogs to operate it in order to dispose of waste and convert it into energy. And talking about energy, some buildings will suffer from a lack of power supply and stop functioning, and we must place energy boosters in some rooms to avoid darkness and lack of services. Continuing, the game permits to build the lockdown brigs and place inside cells where criminals escorted by a security droid will be rehabilitated and will receive money as a compensation. By placing a Stardock, we'll be able to commerce with merchants representing one of the various alien species. Some will be specialized on certain technologies and structures and pay much more for certain goods. The trading will be vital to succeed in many missions, and always about traders. Throughout the game will be contacted often by the mysterious trader Arona, who will be independent from dogs and talks always in a malicious and ironic tone, proposing various and randomized type of goods, often overpriced. He will have a major role in some missions, and maybe there will be some surprises regarding him at the end. Who knows?
Well, if it ain't my old pal, Arona here with some deal that'll blow you all the way to Phalibus Trona Bex, the planet of great wholesale opportunities.
Moreover, the game also features research and development of technologies. The laboratories can analyze crates containing materials, supplies and building plans, and make them producible at the factory that must be run by 4 salt hogs. And by following research trees, we can unlock structures that don't need to be bought from traders, and by researching the same thing more times, it will be improved. That means that the construction cost will decrease or the recycle value incremented. Covering all the features of Startopia would require a ton of time, because in its apparent simplicity is indeed a very profound game that wants a biodeck with fantastic terraforming options. In fact, in the 6th mission we'll be called to produce 50 crates of food supply, and to do this we must hire the Karmaranas and make them work in the 3rd deck, where they will cultivate many different trees based on the type of terrain. This mission was a bit tricky the first time, because there's a limited time to produce the requested plants. In order to succeed, we must first create the right terrain, which must be a bit arid and with a medium level of moisture. We'll see these trees grow up, and by clicking on them with the right mouse button, they'll be transformed in crates when it's time. But there's a problem. The abandoned crates will deteriorate and become unusable except for recycling, and must be stored in a cargo hold which can hold up to 36 crates. The biodeck will be important for creating valuable goods to sell and research, but it can also be a paradise for the visitors to visit. By creating a dry, icy, hot and so on type of lands, the various alien species will find comfort, because it resembles their home planet and gain a huge fun boost. Also, if we place a lake, we'll see the peeps take a bath and swim. Another role of the biodeck is to host the Zen monks who will build a star temple, to which various visitors will go on a pilgrimage and perhaps become a penitent, who will then wander around the station wearing bulky clothes and don't interact with anything or anyone. They're kinda useless, but this will bring us an extra compensation by the ZM Council, and there's a mission dedicated to all this. However, don't think the game is all about tranquility and simple management. There are various assholes along the way. Sometimes these fucking spies and saboteurs will enter through the port and cause problems, but they are not difficult to dispose, and if we have many security scadzers and columns scattered here and there, they will locate them for us. The real problem will be the damn bombs, that must be located soon by luck, or just after Val will inform us that there's one somewhere. Then, pause the game and search for them before they detonate. Luckily, they can also be defused by the security scadzers. Bombs are usually placed near lifts, but can also be found close to important facilities, and must be picked up and tossed in a recycler, or used as an improvised weapon when enemies enter our territory so to kill them faster. And yes, I've talked about invading enemies, because Startopia features also competition against other administrators that will occupy sections and build facilities just like us. Though I find their building somewhat lacking of necessary furniture, because I see berths and sick bays always filled with unuseful shit like many clocks and screens. The battles in Startopia are a bit simplistic. Just click on an enemy to order the attack, and click multiple times to give it higher priority. We'll see a number showing how much of our soldiers that will attack him. The best species suitable for engaging in battles are these muscled Kasvagorians, who can also run the security control station that, at full capacity, will enhance the effectiveness of the security scadzers and their ability to override a bulkhead. Doing so will conquer enemy sections and acquire its structures, otherwise, unclaimed sections must be unlocked by spending energy. The last mission of Startopia will require us to exploit every trick learned, and beat 3 allied enemies that will try to occupy our sectors. It's quite challenging, but it's nothing impossible to beat. Just be patient and assemble a good army before attack the others, and be ready for a surprising ending. And these were just the basic aspects of Startopia that wants a lot more features to discover, but I want you to play and experience it by yourself. After the 10 missions are completed, we can venture into the sandbox mode, which counts many settings regarding, for example, the difficulty to fulfill all the visitors' needs, the rate of saboteurs' attacks, the presence of enemies, and so on. And we can just choose to build a dream station in peace without any nuisance. Every time I play Startopia, I can really feel the amount of passion and attention by its devs. Just look at all these different animations, or listen to the sound effects from the usage of equipments. There are so many things that always impress me.
Green wins.
This game is really something unique to me, and every city builder enthusiast should try at least once. It's perhaps also the first full 3D game of its genre, though I'm not really sure about it. To conclude, please just grab it and enjoy it. It's very cheap and it's worth every cent. As always, a warm thanks to all viewers, and see you in the next entry.